16, the ripe age of sweet 16. I was in the 10th grade in high school, and instead of getting ready for school, thinking about what I'm going to eat for lunch, what we may be doing in SGA, or simply when am I going to officially take my driving's test, I woke up, my head was pounding, my heart was racing, and every single piece of light that my eyes went across was just very painful. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? Something's not right. I called my mom and I said, hey, I think you need to come pick me up and take me to school because at that time I wasn't driving legally, but I had my permit. And one of my friends always picked me up to go to school. Well, my mom came and she said, well, let's go to the doctor. We got to figure out what's going on. So we get there. I'm at my childhood pediatrician and we'll just call him Dr. B. If you know Dr. B, if you're from Selma, you know Dr. B. Well, anyway, Dr. B comes in. He's, hello, Alexis. How are you? How's Charlie? He's never going to ask about only you. He's going to ask about your siblings because 9 times out of 10, he's their doctor too. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, you got to tell me what's going on. I'm freaking out. I don't know what's happening. This has never happened to me before. So he kind of sits back, leans a little, and he starts to laugh. He said, you know exactly what's going on. So I'm looking like, what is it? He said, well, think about it. Your family history. I'm still looking like, what does that mean? He then comes out to say, you have high blood pressure. At the age of 16, I was diagnosed with hypertension, high blood pressure. Now, I ran track, played sports, did all the amazing things. So I was eating okay, but I was working out and very active. So then you're like, okay, what's next steps? You're telling me I'm 16 and now I got to take a tablet every day. So he then proceeds to say, well, you're going to take one of these pills every single day for the next 6 months, and I'll bring you back in. After about a year, we'll see how your levels are, and we may be able to take you off of the medication. So now y'all may be asking, if I'm not crazy obese and don't have all these other ailments, how did you get to take high blood pressure medicine? Yes, at the age of 16. Well, like me, I'm sure many of you may be watching a movie and you grab some snacks and you say, okay, I'll just get one or two out of the bag. Surely I won't finish it. But by the time the movie go off, or maybe even before the movie go off, you like, hey, I need a refill. Well, those things, maybe that's not you. Okay, let me start over. Maybe after you get done eating your dinner or your lunch, you're like, oh, I need something sweet. Yeah, I do that too. Those everyday habits start to weigh on our body, whether we realize it or not. You don't have to be extremely overweight, but something about family history, those generational things that we pass down, they make a difference. Now, if you think back, maybe you're not as country as I am, being from Selma, being from the South. But in my family, I come from a long line of chefs, bakers, cooks, everything we do. And I mean, everything we do, every time we get together, we want to know who's cooking, what are they cooking. And sometimes we'll even put in a request on who we want to make what we want. But in that, that's not always the best. Those same recipes that bring us together as a family, that make us smile and make us feel good, they may be made with some fresh ingredients, but we like to add a little extra salt, a little extra sugar, a little extra fat, bacon fat, turkey neck fat, a little extra something to make it taste better. But those same things often weigh on us. When we consume those things that we love, just like our habits of what we eat, every single day, it becomes a routine. Those routines build over time. And so it's not just what you're eating, it's what you're consuming in every sense of the word. It can be physically, spiritually, emotionally, even financially. Those habits tend to creep in and they get passed down. So you're like, okay, it may not be what I'm eating, but just follow me for a second. Everybody came from a mom. If you're a female, while you are in your mother's womb, about at 3 month mark, you begin to develop all the eggs you'll have for the rest of your life. That means your children, your grandchildren, and their children are already brewing in your mama's pregnant belly, which means what your mom is eating while she's pregnant, that's nourishing your body. But how she's behaving is also how she'll behave when you come out. Whether she was a prepared mother, first time mother, or you got 15 other siblings. Those habits that we tend to learn from our siblings, from our environment, they're all passed down. So I'm going to challenge all of you today. You may think, Okay, where do I begin? I don't have this great nutrition plan. I can't afford this great trainer. It's okay. We have innovation and technology on our side. Because of that, you can use these tools to simply track your steps, track your habits, track your behaviors. Whatever your goals are, set them because it's not just about you, it's not just about me, it's about the generations to come. When we start to eat better, we feel better. When we feel better, we start to live better. And when we live better, then we can make positive change within the lives of those around us. So think back. We're here today. We want to push the needle forward. Think about all the decisions that you made leading up to this point that got you here today. How are you going to move forward? Anybody got an idea? Maybe not. Start small. You can simply swap out, some sugary snacks for some fruit, nuts, seeds, or maybe it's not food. Just wake up in the morning, have a morning routine. Set your clothes out the night before, have a night routine. Those small habits set a step goal. But every single step in your life that you make is helping you to prepare to move forward. So I want to leave you all with these. As you begin to think about the habits and the behaviors that you're going to change, think about the generations that it will impact. It may not be your children, it may not be your siblings, but the things that we do on a daily basis will be passed down, and that's how you will be remembered. Just like those same favorite recipes that we love, that we pass down, whether it came from our grandmother, our aunt, but we pass those things down within our family. And I want you to take something away today that you're going to pass down within your family. Thank you.